Leading people is one of the most difficult jobs in the world. Adding a pandemic leaves most supervisors searching desperately for a cure. Hi, I'm Bill Prasad, licensed professional counselor. I merge the experience of a psychotherapist, television mental health expert, and leader to work for you. I have worked as a director at hospitals, have been part of business startups, am a leadership coach, and host a weekly segment for local television. Today is National Stress Awareness Day. If that isn't stressing you out, what is? You are not about to see your father's generic leadership video. You will learn some of the keys to successful leadership at a time when a pandemic or its aftermath, a struggling economy, and shifting responsibilities all test you. Your direct reports have gone through the darkness of a pandemic. Now it is up to you to be the light they follow. I have hired, trained, and led teams in many settings, developing trust, camaraderie, teamwork, and producing results. We are going to look at some of the most challenging situations in the workplace, hiring and the mistakes many leaders make when bringing someone on board, placing value in direct reports, not knowing the difference between leading themselves and leading others, building trust, and handling one of the toughest, most emotional situations, a death in the workplace. Forming a successful team begins with the hiring process. It is also where many managers make their first mistake. They want to hire the best person instead of hiring the person who best fits the team, its mission, and its values. The first interview can be a one-on-one with you, followed by a panel interview with your direct reports. Your first question is not about their resume. It is about serving them. Ask if you can get the candidate a beverage such as coffee or water. Try to put them at ease so you can get an impression that is not clouded by their nervousness. Explain the interview structure, such as telling the applicant, "I'd like to ask you a few questions," then answer your questions. Then we will tour the facility. Do not read off a script. This is supposed to be a conversation. Begin with some behavioral and personality questions, such as, "Tell me something about yourself that might surprise me." This is going to give you some insight as to how the person thinks and how they react when asked a surprising question. Other questions can include, "Tell me something you believe that most people disbelieve. What are you currently reading, or what was the last book that you read? Tell me about your typical morning. What do you need from a supervisor to be successful? If you were able to watch a team work together, what would imply that they were producing results?" Things not to ask during an interview include, "Tell me something about yourself." Asking this question can imply that you haven't even looked at the applicant's resume. It is such a vague question, you might as well ask them how they like their eggs or what their favorite color is. Do not ask, "What did you make in your last job?" You'll be sending the message that you are going to lowball them. You plan to pay them based on this new job, not a job they held in the past. With so many good candidates, why should I hire you? This is another way of demanding that they put on tap shoes and grovel. What is your 5-year plan? 5 years? We are going through a pandemic. There were times when I could not tell you what I was going to do during the next 5 days. The questions men get more often than women pertain to age. What year did you graduate? When are you planning to retire, or how old are you? As for women, they are more likely to be asked about their greatest strengths than men. Also, they are more likely to be asked about their marital status or plans to have a child. Both inappropriate questions. Doing a panel interview consisting of your direct reports sends them the message that their opinion is valued and gives them buy-in on the hire. But first, tell them how the final decision will be made. Will you be making the final decision? Will they? Will it be a consensus? You do not want any surprises when the new hire announcement comes out. Another mistake leaders make is comparing their past performance to the current performance of their direct reports, as if everyone is the same. Saying, "I did that job and I did it well, why can't he do it?" is not going to help. You are not managing yourself. You are managing a person who is completely different. Ever wonder why the most successful Hall of Fame football, basketball, or baseball players are not among the most successful head coaches or managers? It's because many of them had unrealistic expectations of the performance of their players. The inability to build trust is another challenge that gets in the way of many leaders. It takes time to build trust and little or no time to break it. You can build trust by first building a communication bridge to your direct reports. Meet with every direct report twice a month for at least 15 minutes. In the first meeting, you own the agenda. In the second meeting, they own it. In the meeting, you can get a sense of how the employee sees the job and what they need. But the most important message you are sending is that your door is open and you are there to support them. Before you say, "I don't have time to do that," I have found these meetings help improve performance and reduce progressive discipline and terminations. Would you rather spend at least a half hour with an employee each month or hours monitoring progressive discipline, steps leading to termination, posting an ad in Indeed, reading resumes, doing interviews, and getting a new employee trained? Another way of building trust is by placing value in a direct report. Coach them, get them training, give them suggestions on how they can grow on the job. Send the message that you are investing in them, that you have an interest in their success. Finally, celebrate life's events. This goes beyond giving them a cake and a card on their birthday. Begin by sending out an email asking if they have a favorite sports team, type of music, candy, author, type of cake, and asking if it is okay to celebrate life's events. Learn the names of their kids, spouses, or partners, and ask questions such as, "How was your daughter's soccer game? How did your son's spelling bee go?" If there's a serious illness, if you are comfortable, visit them in the hospital. That brings us to handling death in the workplace. If it has not happened during the pandemic, somewhere along the way you will have to deal with this. Bring in a critical incident response counselor within days of the death. You're looking for someone with specialized training that most psychotherapists do not have. The goal is to send the message to your direct reports that they are supported, the company cares, and there are resources available, such as an employee assistance program, to help them. Expect that some of your workers will be grieving and may have trouble concentrating, making decisions, or making deadlines in the 30 days following learning that a peer had died. What if a direct report's family member dies? One of the things I have heard from supervisors is that they do not have training as a grief counselor. That's correct. You can tell the employee you are sorry for their loss and ask if they need anything. Also, you can tell them that when they are comfortable, they can stop by your office and tell you more about their lost loved one. These are just a few of the challenges I have helped companies and their managers overcome. Managers I have worked with have expressed that they are feeling overwhelmed, they are having difficulties connecting to and motivating their teams, they are funneling all of their energies into leading, while they feel guilty because they feel they are neglecting their partners, spouses, or kids. Their families miss them. They are stressed out, burned out, and maybe on their way out of management. This program is designed for you. Years of leadership and coaching experience are packed into one program to watch on your own schedule. Let me help you take on the toughest job in the world and be successful, not just for the company, not just for you, but also for the people you love. I'm Bill Prasad. Thanks for watching.